we take a look at the starting lineups. Julian Reese had a good game at Mackey Arena last month. Despite a 3-point loss, he'll have the challenge with Zach Edey tonight. The starting backcourt will be challenged on the road tonight. 2 freshmen, Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer. At 10 points, bulk of those points, though, came at the foul line. Off the curl. Jump stop in the paint, off the glass, and scores. Nice move.
That's beautiful. That's an upperclassman move by the freshman Smith.
Here's Reese over Edey. Yes.
Better.
Lawyer splits the zone, attacks, no. Rebound, Edey, put back, yes.
That's a good job of Edey following the miss. Student section here in Maryland. Quite clever with what they're chanting here.
Edey down low against Reese, deep position. That time off the glass and in. Lawyer along the baseline, poke 3 and turnover.
Wow, Hakeem Hart holding his own against Edey. Locking down that backside defense, coming up with the steal.
Hart played great against Penn State. Last time out as Reese scores, but Hart coming off a 23-point game. The defense leads to a bucket. Lawyer splits defenders, floats left it short.
Noah Fletcher Lawyer read the defense well, though.
Young, the Euro step, the layup, yes, and we're tied at 6.
These guys can't wait for this first TV timeout. Everybody's a little gassed right now.
Smith pulls up. That's a 2 and a smooth stroke there from Braden Smith. He's going to be a key piece here moving forward. Smith, fancy pass. Kaufman-Wren lost it and a turnover.
Smith's got the ultimate level of confidence, but you just can't make that pass in traffic.
Hart finds a crease in the paint, puts it up, it'll count, and 1. Screen, good screen on Long. Smith off the dribble. Finds a lane, reverses and scores. Scott tried to block it, but quick step, athletic move by Smith. It's only E'Twaun Moore and some guy named Robbie Hummel were a better freshman duo in terms of point scoring than what we perhaps will be seeing here this season. Nice shot there from Newman. And Newman, good numbers, shooting the 3 when his career began his freshman season, but those numbers have taken a drop over the last couple of seasons. Nice cut and pass to Emilien.
For feet.
Smith bounce pass. Kaufman-Wren off his hand, and it rolled in.
Boy, Martinez's effort and defense have really turned up for Maryland.
Lawyer finds a lane, awkward angle, and scores anyway. Hart bounces to Reese. Got it back. 3 off the mark. Martinez with a putback and a bucket.
I love Martinez. That matchup zone defense, and a lot of times they will transition into man in the same possession.
Edey down low off the glass. Edey now with 6 points and 3 rebounds.
I would try to get a little closer if I would score well for the 3. That's just me.
Emilien has a good look from the corner. There's the first made 3 tonight, and it ties the game at 18. Him way too soon. What a talent and a great pick back in the day. The great Len Bias here in Maryland.
And Braden Smith comes up, takes some lunch money. Do they like what their fan base loves?
Our bracketologist Mike DeCourcy has the Terrapins right now in as a number 8 seed. Long 2 from Mason Gillis. Newman 2 points in 4 minutes, has the ball right now, met by Martinez. Here's Edey. And the friendly roll.
He can dunk right-handed too, I know that. 40-inch vertical.
Smith attacking and lays it up and in.
Making all the right decisions here in the first half.
It's a game-high 10. Lead back to 6. Young against Edey. It'll count and 1. Purdue starts with the ball. Second half underway. 14th all-time meeting between these 2 programs. Smith trying to add to that tally and does.
Convert.
Hey, think about the matchup, Stephen. You were in West Lafayette last month, these 2 teams, and that second half, Maryland threw some zone quite often at Purdue as Young floats and scores in the paint.
Here early. Braden Smith just gets it over the half-court line.
Smith fires up top, and that 3. Certainly enjoyed that. 3 block shots this half alone. Here's Carey, the fadeaway from the baseline. Smith at the elbow. passed up a shot. Here's Edey with 4, fading, and finds the roll. Smith outside the lane, bounce pass, Edey finds a crease and scores with the left hand.
And then he came back a little while and he goes, Iowa. Iowa was the other one. You don't like when they do that because he's going to punish them if they go one-on-one on him.
Andy thinks Young pulls up with the elbow and scores. You agree with Andy that right now it's with 15 points, 7 of 7 at the line.
Nice closeout by Braden Smith.
Carey, the bounce pass underneath. Two-man game done well to Reese. Edey in traffic, no. First hits the deck, and here comes Young. Maryland down 2. Carey the layup, and we have a tie game at 37.
Watch Jameer Young. Gonna bring it back on this ball screen action.
Carey, bounce pass. Reese for the lead.
It's raining. There's traffic in the area. They knew in the second half this place was going to be rocking, and it is.
Newman trying to answer and does. And the Boilermakers regain the lead. Confident stroke from Brandon Newman. But Carey reclaims. Scott against the smaller Smith. Edey comes to help out. Shovels to Reese. Pretty look. It's off the mark. Jenkins tries to save it into the hands of Martinez. Bounce pass. Newman ducks it down. And the lead is 3. The Terrapins with the ball. Up by 3.
I like Brandon Newman picking up full court. Taking up some of the time. Making Jameer Young work.
And he goes to work and adds to his night. Young with 17.
Oh, Brandon Newman on the backside. Probably saved the layup there.
Dante Scott seeking points of the game, and there they are. Rip free by Julian Reese. Akeem Hart from the corner for 3. William was open there along the baseline. Instead, it's Martinez off the dribble. Reverse scores off the glass in a pound and one. Splitting defenders attacking the glass. That body in the air. Some English off the window. And a 3-point triumph coming. This time by Carey and company.
Morton is being too conservative. He's just got to go up the floor, get up.
Hard off the glass and in. Everything is falling for the Terrapins here in the second half. Run down by a million.
And Maryland not settling for threes unless they're wide open.
Hart has a good look. He'll fire again.
Glad they got that up. Shot, short clock here.
Just 3 to shoot. Jameer Young pulls up for 3.
Jameer Young show like we've grown accustomed to. It's been several guys having big contributions on both ends of the floor for Maryland.
Boilermakers have missed their last 6 field goals, but that ends there for Edey.
I'd say decent.
Decent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
An understatement.
Spotty. Hart, nice move. Flux and scores.
He's guarding. They're clearing out the side, letting him go one-on-one.
Edey off the feet from Kaufman-Wren. And the touch.
Seconds. This could get interesting.
Smith beats Scott. Attacks. Layup off the glass and in.
I'm telling you.
It's 4 to shoot. Dante Scott with 3. Lets it fire up top for 3. And he banked it in. 3. Final 75 seconds. Lawyer, tough 2.
Now that's class. That's a class act. And they're trying to let Fletcher Lawyer's going to have to throw the ball in. And then they're going to have to run off the floor.
And Lawyer's going to throw it to Morton. And that'll do it. And here they come in College Park as Maryland takes down number 3 Purdue.